all these rejections from the middle Bollinger Band.
Resistance we're going to need.
If you actually see here, we get a
And we'll look for a healthy higher
I
low.
would not
don't have
be
the
convinced
pullback
to
to
enter
cross
long
structure.
trade.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Going to do a midday quickie update video here as I'm going to be traveling the next couple of days. Currently working at my stand-up desk, and I highly suggest it's just a tabletop $100, $120 thing you put on a table. You can stick it in your car, bring it wherever, and it allows you to stand up and sit down. And if you're sitting down throughout the day trading, it definitely starts to wear on you. So we got the rejection from the ETFs. I like the way that the SEC did it in the sense that they gave us a bunch in a row rather than stringing us along and then one rejection and then we wait for the next decision and having the market just wait on those reactions. We got 9 rejected in a row. That's great. Get that out of the way. So we were not anticipating a dump for psychological reasons. You can be a great trader and great at charts, but there's an aspect of psychology of trading. Obviously, the psychology is shown on the charts, but there's an aspect that is not shown on the charts. And it's mostly to do with being a contrarian thinker and the different scenarios where being a contrarian is beneficial. So I've been giving the reasons over the last few days, maybe even a couple weeks at this point, as to why I did not anticipate that we would have a bearish reaction on that rejection. And one thing that was notable is we got this, someone pointed out this video. They were just comparing a video I made back in December 2016, right near the top. And I watched this video and it was pretty much the exact opposite psychology. So we had a bullish reaction to the first futures being listed. I believe it was CBOE. It might have been CME first, but I think CBOE. First futures listed, bulls saw a big move to the upside after volatility. So then, getting ready for the CME futures, the bulls ran into that futures date. So it was getting priced in. It was people already anticipating. And in this video, December 16th, I was saying, you know, we're looking at the potential that we're going to have a bearish reaction because the run-up is happening now. Traders are saying, oh, well, the last time this happened, we saw a bullish reaction. So if I get in now, we're going to see another bullish reaction. But if everybody has that mindset, everybody that's going to buy on the bullish reaction buys before the bullish reaction. That's how the markets price in these events. And the exact opposite is what happened with the ETF. We saw the ETF get delayed. We saw a huge sell-off. Everybody says, oh man, the next ETF decision, if it gets rejected, we're going to get a big dump. So everybody that's going to be anticipating gets in. And the question I posed yesterday, which bulls are going to be waiting to sell on this rejection that did not sell already on the delay and the dump on the daily, and which bears are going to be waiting for this decision that are not already in, anticipating the likely rejections that are to come? And the answer is that's when you have a contrarian setup, and the opposite of what you think is most likely to happen is what ends up happening. So we did see a significant bull move in the short term, but there was no follow through. So the bears are still comfortable, and you have to anticipate. Let's just go look at that action real quick, and then we'll look at the daily chart. So I did make an entry. Like I said, I was going to be watching for a dip first thing and a long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. So as soon as I saw this green candle starting to form, and actually, you know what? I actually waited because it took a while. I actually made a post on Twitter where I said, looks like a non-event reaction, and I'm going to give it 10 more minutes and then go to the beach. And fortunately, that reaction happened within that 10-minute span. So I did make a bull trade. I was watching the 2-minute time frame because of the volatility that we had. We had a low of the dump, the high of the bounce, the higher low. And as soon as I saw this volume come in, I was a part of this bull move. I market bought in the mid 6300s, and then I instantly started scaling out in the 6400s because, again, I'm fighting against the daily and the weekly trend. I am always going to take at least partial profit on those moves to stay protective, fighting against the trend. And then, of course, I was watching for a short squeeze. What has to happen for a short squeeze to happen is, you know, the setup was there. We had the start of the setup, but you have to continue setting higher lows and higher highs to keep the pressure on the bears and to make them panic. If you do not make them panic, then there's no short squeeze. And as soon as you set a resistance level, if that resistance level holds, it's pretty much like a security blanket for the bears. They don't have to worry about anything. That gives them a clear level to look at and say, well, if that level doesn't break, I'm still fine. And of course, the level didn't break. So if you have a short squeeze, you have to see higher lows and higher highs, continued pressure on the bear, make them start sweating, and we didn't get that. So I exited my position pretty quickly and kept half of it to watch to see it play out, and then I exited the other half with just, you know, it wasn't a huge win. It was a small win, but I'll keep racking up those small wins and patiently waiting for when significant opportunity approaches. So where we stand right now, the daily time frame, still pretty much just grinding against this exponential resistance. Let's get back to it. There we go. So the 12-period exponential, the closes of these candlesticks pretty much all right along at the last 3-4 days. Big bull move over it yesterday, knocked back down below it. Daily inside bar is pretty much a sure thing today. And where we stand right now on the 4-hour time frame is we have such a wide range on so many of these coins, from the bull break with the BitMEX maintenance to the bear dump after it. That range is now set, and I would expect to trade within that range for a couple days at least. So the range that I'm talking about is support of 62.50 and resistance of 68.91. So anything under 68.91 is just a lower high. I personally have no interest trading within this range. I already locked in my profit. I'm not going to try and make another bullish entry in the middle of this wide range. The levels aren't clear. The risk to reward setup isn't there. And it's really in both directions. We're going to see, in my opinion, some indecision in these markets, because right now the bears are saying, well, we didn't get the follow through. Do I have to cover at a loss for some people? Should I take my profit right now? Should I stay with the daily trend? And there's indecision all over the place in this market right now is essentially what it boils down to. So I have no plans of doing much. I'll wait to see if we get a break of support or resistance. The hourly time frame has a little weak uptrend to be watching of higher lows. If we lose the higher lows on the hourly, you could make a bearish entry and put your stop below whatever the high of the bounce is at that point. That's a potential setup. And if you're looking bullish, I don't really see an entry that I like because the bull moves are not seeing follow through. Don't want to be buying into strength. That scenario yesterday was a little bit different. I just wanted to give myself the opportunity to potentially benefit from a short squeeze if that is what we got, but obviously we didn't, and it allowed to still get a little bit of profit even though didn't get the follow through we wanted. So still liking the 4-hour time frame for clarity. ETH on the daily chart still extremely weak, rejecting from exponential resistance. Inside bar very likely, and again it's the same thing. The 4-hour ranges that we're watching, I'm looking at 259.11 support and up to 298.99 resistance. So I would be looking for a lower high on the 4-hour to form in terms of support. It's 268.60 as a level, and then down to 259.11. So same thing, the hourly higher lows, if we lose those, and it looks like we actually did lose them only by 40 cents. But if we lose hourly higher lows, the bears are going to try and jump back on ETH. And as far as the bulls go, patiently waiting for a 4-hour lower high to be set, as there is no clear, again, we're right in the middle of this range right now. Don't like the risk to reward really in either direction. So just going to patiently wait. Might take a couple days of waiting, but going to not try and overtrade in unclear setups. That's how we give back profit steady over time. So that's where we stand. We got the new version of the alerts website going to be released in the very near term future. I'll talk about that a bit more when it is live. It's been beta live for members already for a bit, but it's going to be live for everybody soon. And that's where we have the charts with the inlaid alerts on them so we can visually see where they go, and we can backtest really easily on how they performed in the past. So we'll go over that a bit in one of the upcoming videos. And didn't get the bison video in yesterday. Gonna have to fire my video editor, which is myself. Last time I made that joke, some people were really upset, thinking someone was actually getting fired. But we got bison at the end of this video, I hope. And I hope you have a great day. Continue to do good things. Again, for the next week, my video timing is not going to be the same. I've been pretty consistent in terms of the time the videos are released, but it's going to be a bit all over the place. But I'll continue putting them out. See you tomorrow.
Why did he throw it in the tree? I thought he was going to throw it to the right of it.
I kind of wanted to have to jump in the tree.
That would have been awesome. You got up really fast.
This is Chill Will. I'm about 5 feet behind him. He's just chilling.